Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Mate, so I think we should start making foreign film and importing it to America.
Like illegally?
Yes. Is this a form of is this like a form of video nasty?
Like if you illegally
foreign film nasty?
Foreign nasty?
Foreign nasties?
But like
Trump really doesn't like foreign nasties at the moment. He's even banning their films.
That's true.
Hey-o.
Won't they would they have to have content that you would consider like
the content is foreign people and countries.
Oh, okay, just that. That's the nastiness of it, is that if it contains anyone.
Yeah. If it does, then that's tariff time.
Yeah.
100% tariff.
Mm-hmm. How do you tariff a movie?
I don't know.
How do you?
Because it's like
it's
like tickets. Like tickets go up 100%.
When someone's on Netflix watching like a weird Scandinavian like crime drama or whatever in America, do they just get like ding? The thing goes up.
So the thing he says is, I am authorizing. This is Trump on Truth Social. I'm authorizing the Department of Commerce and the United States Trade Representative to immediately begin the process of instituting a 100% tariff on any and all movies coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, so like, is it like the film reels at the borders? Cause would you get tariffed if you like just like email an MKV file to somebody of your film?
What if I sent
because
someone
there's a 0% tariff on that. There's a 0% cost. You can't increase it by 100% if you just send the movie via the internet to somebody.
What if you send someone like the cow meme, like MP4 of like the Polish cow meme to someone in America? Will that also get tariffed?
Is that a foreign film? Can you be tariffed on the dancing Polish cow?
Yeah.
It's strange. This is Trump saying he's going to tariff foreign movies. I hope this is real.
I don't know. It's we do live in weird times, you know.
It's interesting because it's like I can understand at least the looking at it and going, oh, we're not making enough cars, we're not making enough chips, both food and technology.
Yeah.
We're not making enough of our own stuff. But it's like, if there's one thing America has been doing pretty solidly in-house for the last fucking 70 years, is movies.
Yeah, it is very... I guess it's like...
It's about control.
It's definitely about censorship and like censoring of ideas, right? Or whatever the fuck you want. They would consider like a bad, like, you know, like... influence, you know, foreign influences.
Is that one Chinese animated film, Neja or whatever, last year that became like the highest grossing animated film ever?
Yeah.
They don't want that shit coming back in.
No.
They're like, no more Neja.
This is definitely caused by Parasite. This is what happens when a foreign film wins, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I would say it's caused by a parasite. Am I right, everybody?
Jesus.
A big orange one in the White House. Can I get a name in?
You can't say that. We're gonna get drone strike. I'm gonna get drone strike because of you. They're gonna send a drone tariff drone after me, and they're gonna shoot a tariff missile at my house.
It shoots you with 100% extra bullets.
Exactly. You know, my body becomes 100% more lead. You know.
How can we profit off of the movie tariff?
I don't think you can, because
there must be a way. There must be a way for us we can figure this out.
They're gonna make a Wolf of Wall Street type like movie about us profiting off of the movie tariffs. you do like a wallet inspector sort of thing. You make like a fake firm. You go to foreign, I guess,
foreign
production publishing companies or like film companies outside of US, and you go to them like, you go to them and you go like, we'll help you, distribute this movie in because we're like Trump you with Trump, and we make AI generated images of us in the White House like shaking hands with Trump, right?
And then
and then they pay us, and we don't do anything. And that they still
that will get us. So that's not really profiting, because I feel like regardless of the Trump tariffs, you could do that.
Honestly, true.
It's not really. That's not really profiting of the
it's
tariffs.
About, that's the thing. It's about like pretending that they need us. That's how you do it. It's a perfect plan because you literally don't have to do anything.
Crime.
Literally, and then you just go. You guys were dumb that you even trusted us in the first place.
Should we be worried that if somebody downloads an episode of this podcast in America, we're gonna get given like a bill?
It's a good. That's the good thing that he didn't say podcasts.
I want 100% American-made podcasts from now on.
Joe Rogan, only Joe Rogan experience. No foreign podcasts anywhere. A
lot. It's interesting as well because it's like, you could say like, oh well, foreign movies tend to have more dissenting views of our country, but it's like, not a lot of the time, no.
Yeah.
There's some films, sure, definitely, but at the same time, the worst person in the world, that's just about like a Swedish lady who sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, we don't want this. We want American made. We will bring back John Wayne.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because that's what because I guess Americans think when like foreign film is made, it's placed, in America still. The movie takes place in America still,
Well, the interest, because I saw people worried about how like, there were all these American movies being made or being filmed in like the UK right now. Like the new Avengers movie is being filmed in the UK apparently.
I think it's cheaper. Yeah, probably, maybe, I don't know.
But it's like but those don't become British films. Those are still American productions.
Yeah, I'm not sure because like maybe it does, maybe it's.
Well, it's like it needs clarification. Is he going to be like if any of it is done outside of the US, it's a foreign film, or because that's not how foreign film works. You can't like just shoot an American movie in another country and then go, that's a movie from that country.
That's the thing, is that's the cool thing about ambiguity, is that then you can do anything you want.
You can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, that's why they say it that way.
Yeah,
because they want to have complete control over it. They can just be, well, that was my intention actually, and just
yeah. And like I think I said it before, like we started with, it might be about like Canada and stuff, and like productions in Canada, and then they could be considered, because like all of that stuff, a lot of
anytime
productions.
It's New York, it's actually Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I bet that would hit that film industry quite a bit if they did start enforcing that. Like it would, cause a lot of jobs and a lot of productions to probably close down. Honestly, they would, because like I would imagine,
because ultimately it's like China is where the money is at the moment, not necessarily the US.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a movie playing in China that gets big, then it's like, well, there you go. There's your money.
That's true, but maybe
the US
Trump
is obviously still a big market. There's millions upon millions upon millions of people there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But it's still about making the movie and the cost of making of the film, right? And it can be pretty expensive to make, especially in LA, for example, and like Hollywood or whatever. And like,
well, I guess
it is very expensive to make stuff there.
There's a lot of American distributors right now that I imagine would be hit very hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
American distributors of foreign films and stuff, like G Kids and whatnot. They do a lot of like distributing like foreign films, foreign animated films and stuff in the US. So I imagine that's the kind of company that's going to get hit the hardest with this kind of thing. But who knows? Ultimately it's just a movie. You don't have to pay any tariff if you just email a guy a copy of the film. To do a WeTransfer if you're a director or a producer or whatever. Just WeTransfer your movie over to somebody in America and be like, yeah, just share it around.
Or you just do, or that's how you. That's like planting drugs on somebody, equivalent, you know.
But you can't get in trouble. As if you're just giving it away for free, there's nothing to tariff.
They check your you crash the entire tariff system because it times is by 0 or whatever, and it crashes the entire thing and goes down.
But I feel like that's almost a benefit of film, is that if all the people that are involved on the film have already, been paid, essentially. You can argue about residuals, but at the same time, there's still other markets that the film can be distributed in properly. So unlike a physical object, something like fucking food or cars or whatever,
chicken,
you can kind of just like infinitely redistribute a film, You can just be like, here's a copy, and then fucking just send it out. Who cares? Just put it in theaters. Tell theaters, hey, you can just fucking show this if you want. You
know what you do? You do like this kind of. I'm going to say it, right? We're going to cut this, okay? I'm going to cut all this out. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I'm going to all of this. You send the movie out, and then you go like, then the person pays you, but they pay you for like sex instead. They put in the thing sex.
Right. And then, yeah.
And you're like, then they can't tariff you.
No, exactly. They can't tariff you.
Because
there's no tariff on sex. Maybe that will be next. Maybe there'll be a tariff on foreign prostitutions.
foreign prostitutes. Through email, e-sex.
Yeah. There's an e-sex e-tariff.
Remember when people used to put E on everything?
It was a fun time. I feel like it just became kind of silly, so they stopped doing it.
E-food, E-pet, E-car.
I feel like e-sex didn't take off, but I feel like cyber sex was the one.
Cyber sex is cool, yeah.
And people kind of was like, all right, this is a bit silly. What do you call it otherwise, though, I guess? If not e-sex. Parallel masturbation, I guess.
Yeah, true. Because you're together, you're down one stream, Yeah, that's.
But
true.
I guess it's not necessarily parallel because you're still taking an active part in the. I guess it starts to beg the question of like, outside of full penetration, what is sex?
It is a fluid idea, honestly.
Why can just talking to each other while jacking off on the internet still not be a form of sex? At the end of the day?
It's a form of intimacy. Contact. Like somebody maybe is doing it to us right now.
Welcome to Dead Ensigns, #1 male podcast.
Because we're
you thought
two
I was
males.
Going to say something else. Yeah, we are two electronic males.
We are literally. Our voices are electronic. They're a bunch of rocks, silicon
and we
chips
both
talking
identify as males.
That's true.
So there you go. Emails on your podcast.
Emails.
We were discussing Trump's new movie tariff.
Yeah.
We want movies that are American. I know maybe like easily... here's the thing. I'm not going to say like it's a vast majority, but it's certainly a majority of films that come out today are still American.
That's true. The thing is that it doesn't
maybe
matter
like
anyway.
60%.
Because nobody watches movies anymore, so you just watch TikTok instead,
Yep.
Who
It's
gives
true.
a fuck about movies in general?
Well, that's another thing. Could you beat the tariff by just putting your movie in like
a TikTok
81 minute segments on TikTok? It's being like, here you go, just keep scrolling through my feed and you'll see the entire movie on your phone.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Pretty good.
Beat the tariff. Just put the movie. This is what I mean. You fucking tariff an object. An object can only be used once. You're kind of fucked. The movie, you just fucking. It's a file. You just give it to people.
Yeah, because that's the
so many films are digital.
Kind of the economy, the GDP growth in America. It's so kind of. there is a lot of talk about how, like, America is a very kind of efficient country, right? Their GDP is really high compared to, the number of people that are there, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is kind of skewed because of their industry. Like, you got Silicon Valley, you got entertainment, all these things you produce once and then you can sell them basically ad infinitum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you have a factory producing toys, right, you still technically have to continuously produce these toys, to sell them. While if you create a piece of software, you like Photoshop, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could basically charge for it constantly, Like, they could literally fire everybody from Adobe. All the devs could be gone the next day, and the company would still make money for like a year, I would imagine, maybe something like that. Maybe, like, I would imagine that stuff would start breaking, but there is that momentum will keep going, especially for a company like Adobe that has like not like they have competition, but it's very small compared to what they provide, and the industry is standardized to using them basically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so film is they still produce a shit ton of film.
They don't stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we gotta make our own Hollywood. The European Hollywood needs to be made here.
I think there's already a couple, kind of.
What sort of Hollywoods are there? Where?
Borehamwood.
I didn't know that.
Elstree and Borehamwood, because that's where one of the big studios are that they filmed some old-ass films.
Mm-hmm.
Top Secret.
Oh, okay.
I filmed that there.
Mm-hmm. Is it still open, though?
Yeah, I used to work there.
Okay. You used to work there?
I didn't work there, but I used to work at an office in there.
You were a janitor.
I didn't work for Borehamwood Studios.
I used to work for NASA.
Now I think they just film like British game shows and stuff there.
Oh, that's good. So those British game shows and their dry humor. The British humor is so dry.
No, not panel shows. Not panel shows.
Okay.
Like Pointless and stuff. That kind of shit. Yeah.
Deal or Not Deal?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. That entire show doesn't make sense.
No, dude.
I hate it.
I'm kind of with you. I'll be honest, just take the box you have.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which box you pick and shit.
Hey, do you want to know something? That's my exact argument with the Monty Hall problem. That's what Deal or No Deal is. It's a prolonged Monty Hall problem.
We have a viewer that's probably viewer that's gonna have a lot of opinions about this. you saying that?
Okay.
You don't care? Okay. Well,
we've been over it a million times, and this is all I have to say on it. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. You're so.
I understand it, and I understand the logic behind it. It makes sense. It does make sense.
You're fuming.
I'm not fuming.
Right?
I'm completely calm.
Mm-hmm.
The people are the one who are fuming.
That's true. Not me.
I understand the logic behind it. It makes sense. I get it. I agree. That makes sense. Of course. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You don't know what's behind the doors.
Yeah, it's those.
You may have already just chosen it. You don't know. You could switch to be safer, but at the same time, you don't know. That's the gambler's fallacy at the end of the day.
These people
is you're getting wrapped up in this, like, I can make my odds a bit better by choosing the other door, and it's like, just stick with the door. Who cares? Either it is or it isn't. At the end of the day,
these kind of people, like they think that they, you gotta do the switch. Just believe in God. You might as well. It's just believe in just because it's maths, it doesn't make it life better and explainable in a way.
Yeah, believing in the statistics of if I switch doors is better. That's not any more credible than just sticking with a door. At the end of the day, that's like going, I don't believe in God, but I guess I'll go for Judaism instead.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it doesn't make one or the other less credible. You're just going for a different belief system at the end of the day. You could do, and this is what I'm saying. You do 100 doors, like Deal or No Deal. Do it like a fucking 50 boxes. Whittle them all down. But that's the additional part of Deal or No Deal is you have the banker.
Yeah, I guess because he does deal, right? That's what he does. But like, I don't know.
He rings
I
you up
wouldn't
and he
trust
goes, "Do you want 50 quid for your box?" And I'll be honest, first time the banker calls me up, I'll probably just be like, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, go on."
Because you know what they say, one bird in the hand is better than two in the bush or whatever. In the bush, you know.
And I got some in the bush last night, up top.
You did? That's insane.
2 birds, yeah, man.
You got 2 birds? What did
In
you
the
do to
bush.
them? What did you do to them?
Just
You just stare at them?
No, I just kind of rushed, just shook the bush.
You scared them
Flew away.
away. Oh,
And then I caught one in the hand.
you pointed at it and go like, oh, it's just like that saying.
Oh, 2 birds in a bush.
When I see 2
That's
birds in
the
the
saying,
bush.
I think.
Yeah, I think. Right?
I think.
Because
I
I think it's like, what is it? In Polish, it's like 2 roasts on a fire or something like that. It's some bullshit like that. It's different. I don't remember it specifically, but it is different for some reason.
I need to hold on. Can we break for a second? I keep
No.
sniffing because I need to blow my nose.
You crying because of the birds now?
Because I'm crying because of the Monty Hall problem.
The Monty Hall.
Hold on, I'll be back in a minute.
People putting too much faith in numbers nowadays, you know. They think they can explain God. It's like AI, the same sort of issue, you know. They think AI will save us. They think the Monty Hall problem is going to save us because they'll switch to the other door, you know. I wonder how long he's going to be gone for. I just...
Blech.
Blech.
All right, I'm back. I clapped and everything as well.
Sounds like a creature dying in the background.
All right, well, we'll move on. We'll move on.
From what, the Monty Hall problem?
Yeah, I feel like we kind of talked about that enough.
I did.
Do you have anything else to add on Monty and his hall?
Monty and the Monty Hall. No. I don't care enough. I don't care about. I don't like mathematical concepts named after a guy.
Oh, it's very conceited, isn't it? To be like, yeah, I invented these numbers.
Which what I'm saying is basically 80% of mathematics I hate. Because they're all basically like that.
I get that.
But yeah. Anyway. What have you seen?
Max, I watched Phantom Thread this week.
Yeah.
I continued Paul Thomas Anderson track.
You're done, right? You're done.
No, I gotta watch Licorice Pizza. I'll watch that this week.
Okay.
Why'd you say fuck?
Because
I was so mad.
I can watch now. I need to watch Licorice Pizza. If you would have talked about Licorice Pizza now, then I wouldn't have to have watched it. And now I will feel obligated to watch it. Unfortunately,
you don't have to feel obligated to do anything.
That's the kind of person I am, unfortunately.
No, you don't have to feel obligated.
And you
to
exploit
do
it. You exploit it. I'm pointing at you.
I will
right
make
now.
you feel bad about it, but you don't have to feel obligated to watch it.
Yeah, because
but
you have.
If you don't watch it, I will make you feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm. You have
That's
no sense of morality of any sort.
That's a very mean thing to say.
You just take. You never give. You only take. You know. But anyway, what do you think about Phantom Thread?
It's good. It's about a guy who never gives and he only takes emotionally from people.
That's a bit on the nose, I guess.
He's very he'll get people and he'll treat them so nice and kindly and stuff, you know. He'll get these women and he'll treat them so lovingly, give them make beautiful dresses for them.
Yeah.
And then eventually he just gets bored of them, he pushes them away, you know.
Oh, no.
But he meets this one woman and
Can't
she's adamant to stay in his life.
Oh.
It's about loving an artist at the end of the day.
Oh, no.
Being there for them despite their horrible mental illness of creativity.
Yeah.
I like the movie a lot. It was beautiful. It was a lovely film.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up. Daniel Day-Lewis. You know, Leslie Manville. Great stuff, man.
He did that There Will Be Blood movie, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did Lincoln too.
Yeah. He's a good actor, who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
I also watched Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah, aren't you watching all of them? Didn't you decide on watching all the Mission
Yeah, because the
movies?
the maybe last one comes out in like the end of the month or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll watch through them because I'm curious, and I've been meaning to for a while. I remember the first Mission Impossible film I didn't watch, but it's like a very early memory as I remember my parents watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on VHS around when it came out. And I was too young to get into it, but I do explicitly remember the scene where the guy is in the elevator shaft and he gets stabbed by the things in the top of the elevator.
I don't remember.
Have you seen the first Mission Impossible?
I don't remember. I feel like which one is that? Is that the one with him hanging off of the thing, the roof in the the CIA database?
The classic scene where he goes he has the little like wires. He goes down in the middle of the safe, the big vault, and uses the computer. And you have this drop of sweat falling down. You know,
I've seen those movies. I've seen it, but I don't remember it anymore.
There's a bit at the beginning when the bad guy, spoiler, Ethan Hunt's mentor, essentially.
There's a bad guy in Mission Impossible.
Who would have thought? He's killing his entire team, you know, because he's a double agent. Or a mole, rather. He's killing his entire team, and the hacking guy, he's like sitting on top of an elevator. He's in control of the elevator and stuff. And he severs his control, and he makes it go upward into some weird big spikes in the elevator.
Okay.
And I always wondered... That's the only bit I remember of what I watched as a kid. And it's not like that scared me and I was like, I don't want to watch this. I remember seeing that and being like, the rest of this film is really boring. So I stopped watching it. I was maybe like 6 years old or something.
Yeah, what about
so I just
now?
didn't watch the rest of it.
Did your character develop and now you love Mission Impossible movies now?
I like it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it does feel like a love letter to cinema almost, you know? It's based on like an old series, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, like a show, right?
Yeah, the Mission Impossible series from like the 70s. It's like an updated version of that. But, you know, even from the very beginning, it's got that like love of cinema in it. I mean, it opens with like being asked if somebody wants to watch a movie on a flight, and that's the lead into the spy thing of like, here's our hidden secret message in plain movie form. And it ends that way as well, you know. Ethan Hunt is like, I'm out of here, I'm going, I'm not doing any more work for the CIA. And then he's on the plane, and the attendant comes up and is like, want to watch a movie, sir? And he's like, no, thank you. He's like, what about fucking Al Jazeera or something? Al Jazeera fucking special movie. And he's like, oh, what the hell? And he's going for it, and it's like, bump, 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 you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fun movie. What can you say? It's Mission Impossible.
Yeah, so it's how many movies
exciting.
Is it? It's 6 movies or 7, 8?
I want to say it's like 7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah,
I think 7 or 8.
Yeah. But, yeah, so look forward
I'll watch probably a couple a week. I think the next one's supposed to be quite bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a John Woo film, I think.
John
Woo.
And do you think that he has just Tom Cruise running and there's pigeons everywhere?
There's always Tom Cruise running, though. That's not just a John Woo thing.
True.
He's always running.
Yeah, I'm just about the pigeons or whatever, right? Not the pigeons. What are they called? They're not the pigeons. Doves. There you go. Yeah.
I also watched 2. I'm back on my stupid Marvel shit. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Captain America: Brave New World.
Because that's the thing.
It's to me. Yeah.
You caught yourself in the trap because they'll never stop coming out. So you always have something to watch.
They might stop coming out if this next, because Thunderbolts has done pretty well, I think, this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
If Fantastic Four and the Avengers Doomsday do poorly, I don't know what they're going to do. They kind of need the three of those to do well, I think, and then they'll be all right again.
Maybe they'll, that's the thing, how the tariffs are going to affect
True.
the Marvel movies, Especially if you're saying they're recorded in the UK, the Dooms or whatever.
You know what? I feel like if Trump saw Captain America Brave New World, he would end the movie tariff.
Really?
Because he would see this, he'd be like, let other people make them.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be making them. You know what? A tariff on movies made in the US.
Mm-hmm.
We only want foreign film, please. Captain America Brave New World sucked, man. That was not very good.
Yeah, did Harrison Ford was like not wanting to be in the movie? Like he sometimes does with a lot of stuff.
No, the opposite, actually.
Okay.
And in the lead up to this film, it seemed like he was like kind of chill with this film.
Okay.
It's just Star Wars, man. He hates Star Wars. Because he also loves Indiana Jones. He loves being Indiana Jones. He just hates Star Wars.
I hate this nerd shit they put me in.
Exactly, because that's sci-fi. But he loves the idea of being president of the United States. Of course, he's into that.
He's already been president of the United States in other movies. Like there was the one where he's in Air Force One or whatever, and he's like fighting terrorists.
And then it's like Indiana Jones, where he gets to play a fucking cool archaeologist who has sex with women. Like he loves these roles. He just hates Star Wars. Man.
He spawns bastards all over the place, and then he goes, "You're not gonna be Indiana Jones. I'm gonna be Indiana Jones."
I can't blame him personally. Because you think about if you got to play Indy, but then the thing you're most known for is Han Solo, and people come up to you and they're like, "Han shot first. What do you think?" And he's like, "I
don't fucking care.
Leave me the fuck alone."
Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke weed.
Well, the most interesting thing about this film, dude, Captain America: Brave New World, Red Hulk is in it.
Yeah, he's on the poster.
You're not supposed to.
What do you mean you're not supposed to? He's on the
poster.
Doesn't.
He's literally the last thing in the entire movie is the big reveal that he was Red Hulk all along, and that Captain America has to fight him now.
Why is he Red Hulk? What? Because he's like, why is he
the
red?
mastermind is giving him pills that turn him into Red Hulk.
This is literally like Ricky-O when the prison ward takes the pills to opposite. I guess he stops him from turning into a Hulk. But in Ricky-O, he turns into, when he stops taking the pills, that's when he turns into the monster at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And then Ricky-O grinds him into paste.
That was awesome.
That's an awesome scene. And then Ricky-O becomes all red because he's covered in blood.
That doesn't happen in this movie.
No.
Instead, Sam Wilson beats him up a bunch, but then it's like, because he's still going, he's like, "Mr. President, it's me, your friend, Sam Wilson. You have to calm down." And then he turns back into Harrison Ford, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Sam. I've betrayed my country." The weird thing is that this is a Hulk movie, but it doesn't have Hulk in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the two villains are Mastermind and Red Hulk.
I like the idea.
Both Hulk villains, and they were like, let's have Captain America, Sam Wilson fight them, I guess. I don't know.
I would love if they didn't even bother changing the 3D model that they use for the Hulk. They
probably
made them
really
red.
didn't.
They just opened up the project for Hulk, Avenger Hulk, and they just hue shifted him into red. But
they did that for some of the marketing. There was like some theaters would have like a big statue in front of Hulk, of the Red Hulk. But it seemed a little obvious that it's like, oh, they just repainted like some Hulk statues.
Oh no.
But yeah, this movie's really bad. It's crazy. They had no faith in this movie. This movie had so many fucking reshoots.
Really?
A lot of people say it has to do with the Israeli character who's based on the Israeli superhero that Hulk Hulk fights at some point. That's like the only time she like ever turns up is Hulk fights her, and then it's literally in this comic in like the fucking 70s or 80s. Hulk is like fighting her because a small Palestinian child has been killed.
Oh no.
But in this, she's just like some Secret Service agent.
Yeah. It's.
But they had no faith in this film whatsoever, dude. So they put Red Hulk over all of the marketing. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't turn up until the very end.
And you haven't even watched the Hawkeye, like not Hawkeye, Jesus Christ, the what do they call?
What was the show? Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? Because he gave up on that, right?
I watched like an episode and a half, and it was too boring, so I turned it off. Yeah. Dude, you don't need to. Fucking Endgame ends with Captain America giving Sam Wilson his shield anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you fucking need.
That's all you need.
You don't need to have a TV show where he's like, oh, I can't be Captain America, I have imposter syndrome. But you know what you do need to watch that show for?
What?
Thunderbolts.
Oh, because it has
the guy who was gonna be Winter Soldier, but it also has that guy who was gonna be Captain America.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And then he killed that guy in the TV show or something. I didn't know. I didn't watch it. Mm-hmm. You know what?
Because Captain America never killed people.
Here's some spoilers. All right, I'm gonna say them right off the bat. Skip to a minute ahead from now if you want to avoid them. Max, first spoiler.
If you're driving the car, well, I'm sorry.
Sorry, whoops. Don't worry, Disney's already going to spoil one of these for you anyway. They stopped giving a fuck after the weekend ended. Mm-hmm. First of all, Max, you know Taskmaster is in this film?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
No, she ain't. Taskmaster, again, all over... This is like the opposite of the Red Hulk thing. Taskmaster is all over the marketing for this film.
She's
dies first 10 minutes.
The girl in like the white suit, right? Like the...
No.
Oh, no.
No, Taskmaster is the skull face, remember?
Fuck me, I don't remember, man. Like, you were saying these names at me, and I'm like...
Taskmaster is a classic hero everybody loves. He has the power if he sees somebody do something, he can also do it.
Yeah, I know, but what is he? Was he in a different show?
They were in the Black Widow movie.
Fuck, I haven't watched that.
Excuse me. No, that's fine. But all I'm saying is... Taskmaster was all over the marketing for this film, died first 10 minutes. Shot in the head.
No.
Gone. I'm literally looking at the poster for the film right now. They're right there, right in the corner, right above the logo. You can see Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Dies first 10 minutes, not in the movie. Second, the movie is not Thunderbolts, it's the New Avengers.
Okay.
At the end, so they're calling themselves, they're jokingly calling themselves the Thunderbolts the entire time.
Yeah.
At the end of the film, they're revealed. They get tricked into being the New Avengers. That's their team.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end, the credit sequence, it says Thunderbolts. You know, because it's got the little asterisk on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're
they
right.
They rip the title away, and it says the New Avengers underneath.
Fuck! I got tricked! That's what you did at the end.
Fuck! I didn't pay money for this! I paid money for the Thunderbolts!
God damn it!
What's interesting, though, is that this is like a big reveal. And again, it seems like they're a little afraid of people not seeing it because they're already changing marketing for the film to say the New Avengers on it when that's supposed to be like a big reveal at the end.
That's so weird that they would do that.
It is strange. It is strange.
It's like we're getting Mandela affected, you know? Like people are in the future are going to be like, remember that was like the New Avengers
Remember
film?
the New Avengers movie?
And then like, no,
somebody like me who saw it opening weekend is going to be like, I never saw
Thunderbolt. It was Thunderbolts.
I saw Thunderbolts asterisk.
Yeah.
I saw Thunderbolts asterisk.
Thunderbolts asterisk. Yeah. Be like, no, I'm pretty sure that was a New Avengers film. Like, oh, fuck.
I like the movie.
Okay. I
thought it was pretty good.
Was it like the A24 movie?
That marketing is so funny because it's nothing. It's like, obviously, to begin with, A24 movies don't really have a specific style because it's like a distributor.
It's a distributor, yeah.
And a production company, but it's like, they don't really have a specific style. Even then, they have like a little bit of an overall like, oh, this is kind of what A24 movies are like, you know? Even then, this movie just feels like another Marvel movie. It's crazy that they were trying to market it as like, this is the Marvel A24 film.
Yeah. Is there any good needle drops in the movie?
you know what's shocking to me? I was thinking about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer used the you know the Pixies song where it's like, "Where's my mind?" Yeah. They used that in the trailer. They used it as a motif throughout the film in the soundtrack.
Okay.
When it gets emotional, it would have that. There would be a little bit of a dun 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 dun. You know.
Mm-hmm.
At no point does the song actually play though. Not even in the credits.
That's the only part they paid for. It's just that little like.
I guess, motif. But they used it in the trailer, so I don't know why.
Because I'm interested.
But there's no needle drops in the film
right?
at all. I was kind of. This feels like the kind of film that they'd try and Guardians of the Galaxy it and needle drop out the ass, but there weren't any, as far as I can remember.
Because that's interesting. Because I wonder how like rights work for that when you buy that stuff. Because if it's like technically like a cover or something, because it isn't like they just got some like session musician to play them like the actual thing and like twist it a little bit, you know. Like how does the rights work to pay to Pixies, you know, for them using the song? That's interesting. Maybe there's some interesting kind of law aspect to it.
I like the movie. Bucky is still awesome. I liked David Harbour and Florence Pugh's character from the Black Widow film. And they're still pretty strong in this one, you know. I like them both a lot. They're cool, they're fun. The soldier guy, Patriot or whatever, I can't remember what he's supposed to be called. The fake Captain America guy. Also really well done, really interesting character in this film. And the new character they had, Bob, who is Sentry. Also really well done. Generally, I think it's like the movie has some problems. But it just hits like the stronger parts of the Marvel series stuff in general, which is like good, strong characters, good like action set pieces, some twists and turns, some action. And you got like a decent film, you know? An entertaining Marvel film. And another big thing, something that I feel like people have complained about for a while, is that this movie does just have like people, like heroes saving civilians is like a big sequence in the film, you know?
Yeah.
Like no big scary monster or anything, just like there is a disaster happening in a street and the Thunderbolts are saving people, you know?
Okay.
Which was nice to see. It humanizes everything, you know? It was good. It was cool. I liked it. I liked the film.
Because in reality, the real heroes in the world are firefighters, EMTs, and all the first responders. And the rest.
But you know, Max, this starts with the shift now. This is the shift in Marvel.
Yeah.
As Kevin Feige said this weekend.
The shift? Is that what he called it? He's responsible for this. Like, what do you mean the shift? Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, apparently. So, first of all, take it with a grain of salt, because he's still the CEO of Marvel, so the only reason they're letting him say this is to try and, like, save face on the Marvel stuff, I think, being bad. But Thunderbolts is a turning point. I think it's doing pretty well this weekend. I think it has a pretty good haul. Good box office. But now they're coming out and they're kind of throwing the last 5 years under the bus. They're kind of knowingly being like, yeah, sorry, oops. Oopsie. We acknowledge that it was all pretty bad.
Yeah.
But they are explicitly saying, Feige is explicitly saying that now they are course correcting.
Now we know what to do. Thunderbolts, they're people like it. That's what we're going to do more of, you know.
And then do any more of the Celestials are dead. They're all gone. We got rid of them.
We don't care about that shit anymore. But now we're gonna reboot. What are they called? The Celestial guys. Where do they come from? What that movie?
The Eternals.
The Eternals 2. But we're gonna do
Harry
it in
Styles
Thunderbolts.
turns up at the end of that film.
Of Eternals?
Yeah.
I watched that movie and I don't remember that
He's
at all.
like the post-credit scene.
Maybe I didn't watch. I was watching it on a plane. I guess I just turned off the movie. When
Dude, it's interesting because there are like
turned on.
There are like 5 or 6 post-credit scenes over the last 5 years that introduce some new big character that we will probably never see again. They're gone forever. Speaking of post-credit scenes, actually,
like a little bit amateurish in a way. You know what I mean? It feels like so like they can't contain themselves in a way. You know, like they can't.
No, definitely.
Like we just gotta blow our load right now. We can't just set something up like properly. No, we gotta plant this little thing at the end, and then we don't give a fuck anymore. You know, after we're done. You know, after we blew our load.
Well, dude, this is like the post-credit scene of the Thunderbolts. I think kind of fucking sucks.
Okay. I don't know if you want to spoil it for people. The person already been in one crash listening to this. They're
probably getting wheeled into the ambulance now, and they're going to hear the last spoiler and be like, no!
The EMTs driving the ambulance, driving them to the hospital, are hearing our podcast right now. And he's like, no, the Thunderbolts. Spoilers. And he crashes with the guy in it. Yeah.
Here's all I won't go into too much detail. But I will say, first of all, it feels like it gives away what's going to happen in that Fantastic Four movie too much.
Okay.
Second, this end credit sequence was directed specifically by the Russos, not the guy that directed this movie. It's directed by the Russo brothers. And I'm already getting, because the thing that sucked about the, Endgame and Infinity War is that they fucked up a lot of characters. All of a sudden, characters just felt randomly different, Yeah. Like they were being written by people who didn't understand what the characters were established like in their own movies.
Yeah.
And you already feel that in this end credit sequence. Because it's like, so the Captain America guy, he's kind of like an asshole during the film, and he puts his foot in his mouth sometimes by like saying something like an asshole, even though he's just trying to come off as like confident or like leader,
Yeah.
But he'll say something in such a way that like betrays his confidence,
Mm-hmm.
In the end credit sequence, he's like straight up just stupid. Like he's just like a generic like, I'm a funny stupid guy, and it's like, oh, this movie's gonna have problems. I'm not looking forward to Doomsday now. I'm sorry, you ruined it.
Is it literally Russo's also? Are they directing that movie? The Doomsday?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they brought him back for the Doomsday and Secret Wars.
If Electric State, I don't know, man. Electric State really.
They just need to try and recapture the fucking Infinity War stuff.
Yeah, which is gonna suck.
And they don't know how, so they would just like pay the Russo brothers $8 billion each, because we don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And that movie is probably gonna suck ass, dude.
It's really be interesting though.
It's really gonna be bad. But I like Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts also had like a sort of meta to it. It felt a little bit like they were trying to reflect on the last 5 years of Marvel. The whole story is about how Julia Louis-Dreyfus is trying to like manufacture a superhero now that the Avengers are gone, and it ends up going horribly wrong. An extra touch I like, in a sense, she's trying to make like a Homelander, basically.
Yeah.
An extra detail I like is that I guess this is another light spoiler. She's running this operation out of the old Avengers building from like the other movies, which I was like, that's a nice detail to send it home. But it's pretty on the nose with all of that. I think it's generally just like, it's a bit of a commentary on Marvel's trajectory for the last 5 years, which is interesting. But I think it worked out well. I think it was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they can follow this path for a bit longer, they'll be doing well.
If you had a Hulk of a different hue, what sort of hue would the Hulk be?
Like if that's I'm the rating.
Hulk? No, that's the rating. Out of a green Hulk to a red Hulk, what's the rating for this movie?
Which one's good and which one's bad? Like, is Red Hulk bad? Green Hulk bad? I don't know. Is it like traffic lights?
I didn't think that far ahead, honestly.
Maybe like a magenta Hulk.
Okay, there you go. That's the rating for the Ensigns for Thunderbolts. Magenta Hulk.
I guess it's a magenta Hulk. But yeah, how was your week, Max?
It's not much. I've watched a bunch of movies that didn't really make that much of an impression on me. It was a bunch of David Cronenberg films.
Moved my chair around too much there, sorry.
I watched Eastern Promises, and I watched Dead Zone.
Okay.
Which Eastern Promises was an interesting film to watch because when you hear David Cronenberg, you think The Fly and like all that sort of stuff.
I think fucked up shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly, Videodrome and stuff like that. But like Eastern Promises is a very much like a normal film, like it's very kind of like it's like a dark, crime thriller sort of thing, and then it like there isn't many like fucked up effects in it or anything. All of it is very kind of normal, if you're gonna call like dealing with Russian mob normal, the storyline doesn't go into like any kind of psychological kind of stuff where reality starts breaking down, anything like that, which is interesting to see from David Cronenberg, and the reason why I watched this movie is because whenever people talk about this movie is they you can see Viggo Mortensen's penis in it, basically, because he fights naked in a bathhouse, and that's the scene that people basically like whenever they think of this movie. It's like, oh, it's the movie where Viggo is fighting naked, with prosthetic penis, which it got me thinking about. Like, because basically the way they record these scenes is they just have like a fake penis that he wears, right? Over his actual penis.
Yeah.
And that's like, how is that like, how is that fair? In a way, if I just put a fake penis over a real penis, suddenly it's like no acceptable nudity to shoot. I don't know. It's, in terms of like, the way law is kind of set up, with things like that. If I put fake breasts over like an actress's breasts, will suddenly it will be okay. Like the rating will be lower on the, the age rating for the movie, because they're actually fake breasts.
I think it should be the case.
Yeah, exactly.
There should be a big disclaimer on screen though. It should say at the bottom, "These are fake," and it flashes. Fake, prosthetic used, prosthetic in use,
Yeah, just flash. So the kids that are watching the movie, are going like, oh, these are not actual real breasts, because that's how it works,
Yeah.
And I watched Dead Zone with Christopher Walken, and just it's based off a Stephen King book. And nothing much happens in the movie, but it still is an enjoyable kind of like sci-fi horror film where Christopher Walken just gains the ability to see people's future by touching them, basically.
Cool.
And just kind of him dealing with the kind of burden of that as he kind of tries to live on after like an accident that causes him to basically lose his life as he's in a coma for 5 years, and like everything moves on from him. But it's like, that's the thing. I'm like, oh yeah, if you want to go see them, so see them. I guess they're fun movies. But I wouldn't go like, oh yeah, go out of your way to go see them. You know what I mean? But the movie that I actually was very curious about, that I watched literally an hour ago before we started recording, instead of Licorice Pizza, like I said, I was gonna go.
That's fine. I hadn't watched that yet, anyway.
Because I watched Jacob's Ladder, the 2019 remake of the original Jacob's Ladder with what's it called, Tim Robinson. And this movie is very weird because I think like it basically has jack to do with like the actual Jacob ladder. Like
Sure.
it doesn't even like it copies certain like visual aspects of the film. It has like the I don't know. The people call them like the people gave it a name, the tweakers. You know, the scenes from the Jacob ladder where the people were like shaking rapidly, like the thing that Silent Hill then kind of took from that. You know, which is interesting. The way they made it is they shot at a really low frame rate and then they sped up the footage, that's how they got that effect, which is interesting. So this movie steals a lot, but then this movie sees this, right? And they take this visual and they make it CGI and it looks horrible, you know? It looks just like garbage, you know?
Yeah.
And just in general, like the split between like in Jacob's Ladder, you know, like him seeing the things he sees, like they're all like it's like this hostility of the world, you know, around him, like trying to kind of get him to move on, right? And in this Jacob's Ladder, in the remake, it is literally just jump scares. Like it does feel like it isn't anything. Like it doesn't have any like. It literally doesn't have any kind of like. It loses the meaning, you know, in a way, like the meaning of those monsters from the original, and it just like the first movie was just so much more like profound, and of course, like it's such a strange kind of experience because it's like this. Because, like, the performances, like, honestly, the actors did their jobs well. It's just the actual, like, reason for making this is just, like, kind of non-existent. Because, like, that's the thing. I don't even think that Jacob's Ladder is, like...
Maybe.
It feels really cash grabby. And it feels like they didn't really know what they actually wanted to make. And So they just, I guess maybe there was like a renaissance, I guess, of Jacob's, because Jacob's Ladder didn't make that much money. It wasn't that big of a hit when it came out initially, and it just kind of got revived because it is a really good movie. I really enjoyed the original. Did you watch it with us? I'm not sure if you watched it with us. Oh, it's a shame because it. I feel like this movie really, like the remake, really misunderstands like the original, like even the thing that it does with like all the strangeness he sees, all the monsters he sees. Like in the original, they're so kind of like you never know if there is something that he sees or they're real, you know, like if it's just them. Like there is like they recreate the chase scene where he's chased with a car chases him, and it's like it's like a real thing that can happen to you, right? Like some crazy guy can just suddenly fucking start driving after you, and he sees in the backseat, he sees one of the monsters like shaking and staring at him.
Sure,
but it's like, so you have like this combination of like the reality of like some fucked up insane person chasing you, but then on top of that you get, so it's like, did this entire situation even happen, you know, at that point? And in this reality, he literally like talks to the monsters. There are bits where he like speaks to them, and they like, and of course there's like they're trying to because originally the original film was about the Vietnam War, right? He's a veteran of the Vietnam War. While in this one they're doing like Afghanistan, I think he's a veteran of the Afghanistan War, and they're trying to kind of like compare the two in a way, and it's like the original movie was about the guilt of like living with the guilt of like the people that passed from you and stuff like that, and that you kept on living. Survivor's guilt, and just kind of like holding on to life, you know, in a way. While this one is about like living with the guilt of your decisions and stuff like that. But I don't know, it just doesn't translate as well because of the some of the like portrayal of the war and stuff like that in this film. And I don't know, it's a very, I would not it's not even like, it's not funny bad. It's nothing. It's just very kind of soulless. Like, oh, we have a fucking rights to the Jacob's Ladder like name. Let's make a movie. You know, let's remake it. You know, and it's very soulless, and especially with like the special effects. Like, it's so. It is always seeing these like remakes of these old movies. Mm-hmm. The special effects and like reliance on like CGI because they're really cheap, and it always like cheapens the entire thing, right? Because but I don't know. It was still interesting to see just the comparison between the two, because I really enjoyed the original, and just seeing it like kind of completely bastardized in a way is. And it's got the guy, the brother of the guy, the main character. It's the guy from Beyond Human or whatever, Detroit Beyond Human, the Messiah, the guy that like starts fleeing all the. That's the same actor. And I was like, where did I see this guy? I was like, oh, he was Marcus from Detroit Becoming Human or whatever. Boy, so man. I don't know. I guess it's
coming up in the world.
Don't go see Jacob Ladder, okay? The remake. Watch the original.
Don't get confused if you see both playing. Be careful.
Yeah.
Choose carefully.
Yeah, choose carefully.
Think for a moment. Mm-hmm. What one am I seeing? And then make your choice.
Exactly. But anyway, what else? We're hitting up an hour. Do we want to talk about GTA 6 being delayed?
Do you want to talk about GTA 6 being delayed?
I don't know if it's much to say. I think a lot of people would. We just kind of. I think
I have something very important to say.
Yeah, go on.
None of you will ever be hearing from me again.
Okay.
This is the end. I'm giving up.
Giving up on what?
Just living. I'm gonna lie down.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna waste away.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't have GTA at an indeterminate time at the end of the year, then I don't want anything.
Yeah.
It's too long now. It's too long. I don't care anymore.
You were prepared for that specific end of the year date, and now
exactly. And now I don't want it. I don't want it.
You were like going
for a couple months too long.
Hunter x Hunter Gone, where he just like you were culminating all your life energy to be able to get to that specific date, and now you're gonna die before.
Yep.
GTA 6 is gonna come out.
Because I love GTA, man. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite game series.
Specifically
GTA 1, you steal the car, and GTA 2, it's the cars and you steal them, and 3, who can forget 3 when you go you go up to the car in the street and you like get in it and pull the guy out and you drive away, and the mission, dude. Remember that one mission where you got the car and then you gotta steal it, and then there's dude. And 4, remember in 4?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, because we have to steal the car.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 5 is just unforgettable. 3 different guys, all of them can steal a car. Incredible.
Yeah, that's insane.
You can steal up to 3 different cars at once. I just don't know how they're going to top it at this point.
Exactly.
And you know what? I don't want to know.
They double it. They make 6 playable characters.
That's crazy. That would never work. You're so stupid. What are you talking about? Have you even played these games? Have you even stolen a car in Grand Theft Auto?
The screen is divided into 6 sections, and you're playing all the characters at the same time, and you're stealing 6 cars. But yeah, that would be so awesome if GTA was the only crime you could actually commit is Grand Theft Auto. You couldn't like shoot people. That was the only crime you commit.
The premise is it's a world in which stealing cars is legal, but everything else is the same.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, there was something insane stuck in my throat, so I had to just cough it out.
Damn.
And I couldn't stop myself. You know, I couldn't.
Like,
I was I was trying to stop myself, but then I had to do it eventually. That's what happens. You know, you stop yourself. You think like, oh, I can do it. I can pull through. And then you burn out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just
the
like
message.
Grand Theft Auto.
Just like all the developers pulling fucking crunch time for 2 years probably now. Just still another year to go.
How are you feeling about Grand Theft Auto 6
Grand Theft
delay?
Auto? I'm probably not gonna play it until it comes out on PC, so it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter
I forgot.
that much.
Just now looking it up, I forgot that it doesn't come out on PC like right away. So
And another thing is like the tariffs, man. And I'm genuinely, like you were saying, it's like this game is gonna cost $80 or even more. Or at this point,
no,
I
no,
feel
it's the
like,
opposite.
What do you mean?
Originally, I thought it's not gonna cost like an obscene amount of money. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, worst case scenario, they'll probably release the base game for like $70-$80 and then be like, all right, online is an extra $25-$30 or something.
Yeah.
That was like worst case scenario, I thought. But now with all the other stuff that's going on, no, this game's gonna be like $150.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane amount of money.
Be expensive.
It's gonna be
fully flipped.
interesting.
I'm
It's
not
like,
gonna buy it though, because I don't even like GTA. I hate those
It's
games.
and
so boring.
that's the cool thing about it. It's like it's nostalgic because NES games, cartridge games, well, they costed like fucking $200 per pop
Yeah.
because those games were expensive to produce because you need to manufacture a cartridge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now you don't even get a physical cartridge. You're going to be paying $200 for a game.
Yeah, you're paying
You know?
$200 for a entirely digital game. You don't
Yeah,
even. It doesn't even exist.
It doesn't even exist. You're
It's
gonna get a
data on your
box.
console.
You're gonna get a box with a printout in it, and it's gonna have a code inside the fucking box, and that's it.
You pay the check the spreadsheet that is your account on PlayStation. You're paying for them to click a check mark that says owns GTA 6.
Owns GTA 6.
And
Can't
that costs
play.
you $200.
Set to true. You know, and that's the awesome thing about it, and it's gonna be interesting because like that's the thing I like because like people were like, oh, GTA, oh, like all the games that came out this year can take a breather because like Game of the Year is gonna be like actual fight because I don't think GTA 5 was a Game of the Year. I don't think GTA games are in general games of the year material.
Let's find out. GTA,
you know what
why
I mean?
live in ignorance? Why live in ignorance? Let's see. Grand Theft Auto 5. Where's the awards? Here we go. It was a Spike Video Game Award, a Golden Joystick Award, Game of the Year 2013.
Okay, for GTA 5, right? Cause,
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Jesus
the
Christ.
Game of the Year for Spike VGX.
Mm-hmm.
It was nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Developers Choice Awards, but did not win. But it was nominated. DICE Awards, nominated for Game of the Year, did not win. The BAFTA, nominated for Best Game, did not win.
Mm-hmm.
The Game Awards, it did win Best Remaster when they re-released it.
Okay.
And at the Steam Awards, it won, whoa, dude, and Game Within a Game Award.
What's a game within a game award?
Well, because it's
What
got
is
a lot of
that
mini
for?
games, I guess.
I guess, yeah, mini games in the game.
But I mean, it's hard to say because it came out in a period where Game Awards kind of sucked because there wasn't one central one. There were like 15 different Game Awards outlets that would be like, this is the Dude Max's Ultimate Video Game Awards.
Our if we were making
Most
podcasts
Realistic Boobs Award goes to DMC3. Hottest Chicken Gaming goes to Grand Theft Auto 4.
if we were making podcasts back then, we would be on that list. Our award would be on that list.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah,
We
that
probably could have
instance.
finagled it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I think there's a case to be made that Grand Theft Auto 6 will always be a main contender for, even if the game sucks,
but
it will probably be a main contender for like a game.
Nominated. It will be nominated for sure. But I don't think it's like people are gonna go like, man, like out of all the experiences, gaming experience I had, like I can't stop thinking about GTA. You know, like I don't think any of them were like that in general. They were good games.
This year it's gonna be that Claire Obscure game because fucking everybody's talking about that. Everybody's like, this game's fucking awesome.
Expedition 33,
yeah, Claire Obscure.
I might give it a go because, like,
I want to give it a go, but I got other shit to play.
It's like,
it's got action. It's got action commands.
Action.
So the main thing is that when you're defending, when an enemy is attacking you, you can do the Paper Mario parry to defend yourself.
Yeah,
stuff like that. And also, apparently, there's a lot of subsystems for each character. Or rather, there is a subsystem for each character or something.
Okay, that's interesting.
So there's a lot of management ability there to maximize your stuff. Like, I've seen people post clips where they finish fights, like, second one, before it even begins. They, like, defeat the enemy. Because they've, like, maximized everything.
Because I've seen, like,
maximized the strategy.
It does have, like, a very complex, like, stat system. Like, you can replay a lot with builds in that game. So I could imagine when you have a lot of variety of builds, you can basically break the game quite easily. But
then on top of that, it's like you have all of that good gameplay, and then the story itself is very interesting.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Apparently. I don't know if it's good. I just keep hearing that it's a very cool and interesting world and character.
For currently, Kingdom Come Deliverance is my game of the year, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be up there. Kingdom Come 2. Definitely.
But I don't know if all the people are going to be like, it's a game that did sell quite well and people really liked it. But I feel like it's still
up there. No, there are a lot of people that are like
all right,
Kingdom Come heads now. Especially after its main competition this year in that market is like Oblivion Remaster. Like it's
I was like,
as long as no other like big Western RPG like that, like open world thing comes out, that Kingdom Come 2 can totally just walk it into a game of the year.
Because that's the first thought I had when I was playing like literally started Oblivion Remaster. I was like, just play Kingdom Come Deliverance instead of this game, because it's like, if you want like a Bethesda type RPG, but like a better one, then just play Kingdom Come.
More competent,
more competent, and the story is fun. You know, like it's a fun story. And you got Henry, and he's quite hungry. Who's gonna feed him if you're not gonna play the game, eh?
Go is play more competent, right?
I don't know.
Is that correct? Are you allowed to say more competent?
I don't know if you're talking about the game engine that fucking Bethesda uses and makes older games on it. Like, it is like
no, I mean grammatically. Because saying more competent sounds like saying more stupid. You know, where it's like you're supposed to say stupider.
Don't ask me. Ben,
that thing
because
is,
like what you don't realize,
stupider than that guy is correct, but saying you're more stupid than that guy is like not correct.
That's the thing. The beauty about language is that it always changes. Right. If you continue using that, and then people start using that sort of like way of saying that, then you've changed the language. You know,
I don't want my language to get old. GTA 6 Max, what do you think its prediction for? I think it's going to win Best Butt of the Year for the main character. I think the main character's going to win Best Butt of the Year at the Spike Ultra Dude
They had
Gaming
twerking in the trailer, so that could be possibly biggest bulge. I think that's another award.
No, that's gay. Why would they do? They wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's gay. I would never make an award like that. Never.
Disgusting.
Never think of that award. Yeah. I said if not, that's why I would add not.
Yeah.
But
least gay. It should win least gay game of the year. Least gay game of the year. Because then gay shit like Kingdom Come wouldn't win because you can be gay in that.
True.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably going to have so many hilarious like gay stereotype guys in it, you know?
Yeah, there will
Classic Grand Theft Auto parody, you know? Where you have like a character called like Dildo's Butthole, and he's like really effeminate and gay.
Yeah,
classic Grand Theft Auto type hilarity. You know?
Yeah, it is interesting how GTA 4 is way more of a capsule of like the time it came out at than GTA 5. I feel like the GTA 5 storyline in general is a lot less kind of like. interesting in a way than GTA 4. You know, I don't know.
I don't know, because I feel like GTA 5 has gone on so long that it doesn't really capture a time period.
That's true. Yeah,
it feels like GTA 5 has just always existed at this point because it's been it's fucking 12, 13 years or some shit.
That's right. That's right. That's just right, Ben. That's right. You're right. That's exactly right, man. But anyway, GTA 6, please get us a copy. Rockstar, if you're listening to this.
If you're listening, we'll give you a great review. We'll tell everybody to, because nobody's going to be buying it otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will buy GTA 6, so you might as well give out some free copies, you know, for once.
This would be such a good way of getting like an extra bit of money if you have it, because Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto 6 is big enough that they could just not give out review copies. They could just be like, fucking buy it. It's GTA 6. You need to review this game because everybody will be clicking on the review.
That is true. That is true. They're like,
buy the game if you want to review it.
I'm a reviewer. I'm a game journalist. Please.
Yeah, put those game journalists in their place.
Yeah.
No free rides.
No free rides.
Buy the $150 game. No review copies. Fuck
where's our gas money? You know, Jesus, Rockstar's coming in. Where's our gas money, man? You know,
we know you're gonna buy it.
We're taking you for a ride, bro.
You could. Here's the thing. I'll be honest. Feasibly, they could do that, and reviewers could buy the game, review it, and then give it a bad score based on the fact that they had to buy it, and it wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. The thing, you know what you do? I got a bad idea. You auction off an ability to play the game early to one outlet.
That would be
and
really
see how
funny.
much money you make.
That would be really funny. That would be really awesome, man.
No, we IGN 20,000, 40,000.
That would genuinely. There's a good chance that would go into like the six digits, you know, easily.
To think about that would be like
just to have your review be the one that's out like first, full game played like. Your review comes out 2 days before the game comes out. Only outlet that will have the GTA 6 review for like 3 months.
That's true. Yeah.
Rockstar would make so much fucking money, bro. That's an incredible idea.
It is. They have a monopoly on GTA 6. You know, the government should break them up and make a different studio make a GTA game.
It would make so much money that it's kind of true. The government should step in and be like, "You have to let other people use this license because it's almost like a medium in itself."
Yeah,
I like the idea. GTA is a market in itself.
I like the idea that it's gonna be like the end of GTA 6 is gonna end the world because the AI bubble is gonna fucking pop because all the stupid investors are gonna start investing back into the fucking gaming sphere because they'll see that GTA made $5 billion, you know, in a day, you know. It is insane. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Because, you know, it's 100% when people play it, they're going to be like, this shit is so overrated. I can't believe we waited 13 years for this.
Yeah.
And it'll be like kind of broken, and people will be posting videos of like, oh, here's my character. They get hit by a car and they clip underground and stuff. This shit is stupid. Even with all that, people are gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah.
There's no stopping this. This is like a guaranteed moneymaker.
Rockstar has been planting, like they infiltrated just in general like gaming audiences for so long in a way where it's like, yeah, that's a GTA game. Of course I'm gonna play it. Like it's like
exactly. GTA 6 is more stable than gold.
It is.
The American economy should be based in GTA 6.
Tied to the value of GTA copies, you know.
Instead of a fiat, we have a GTA 6 currency.
Yeah, and those Scots, you know, when they make a video game, they know how to
make
video games.
They don't even make it anymore, though.
I know, but they made it
got rid
initially.
Of them. They did. They came up with the idea.
They were...
And they were like, time for us to make this for $8 trillion in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it comes out and it's going to make 16 trillion because it's a GTA 6.
Yeah. Well. There's not going to be enough money in the world for people to buy GTA. But yeah, it will be interesting. And I don't think that delay is, if they need it as developer, and they can do that. Like there's such big like mark, they can just like, I'll just fucking give them a few months more, to make it, finish it up,
Yeah.
They can
probably
just
one of the only companies other than Nintendo that can just be like,
true.
Yeah, fuck it, we'll just take another year.
Or like FromSoft, wherever, when they make the guys are like actually pretty chill to work for apparently. For making, because they actually care for their devs, because they're like, I'm not gonna. Like, if you churn employees, your game is gonna suck because you gotta retrain people all the time. You just gotta pay them good, and then you make a good game with them.
Especially seeing as so many of their games heavily reuse assets. I don't mean that as a dig. It's a very good and economical way to make any piece of media. Really is.
If you're making good games, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I think we're.
Do the outro. I always do the outro. Let me hear you.
I don't know. I don't have the script. You have the script in front of you.
The script. Fine, I'll load up the script. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I need
I'm clicking loud enough that it comes up into the audio wave so that everybody knows I'm clicking to bring up the script.
They have to. I don't have a teleprompter like you running, because you're like pre-scripting all of this stuff.
Thank you for listening to Dead Ensigns, your number one GTA 6 news podcast. Everything GTA 6, we've got all the latest news. We've got Rockstar devs giving us insider information. Did you know there's going to be the craziest sex minigame in this one?
Oh, yeah? They're going to do Hot Coffee mod again?
Tony Baloney from Rockstar told me. No, even crazier than Hot Coffee, dude.
Okay.
This is gonna be like, you're actually gonna feel like you've had sex after you've done the minigame. It involves using a controller in such a way that you have to use your genitals to press the buttons.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's crazy. They've developed this brand new system.
Yeah.
They found a way to update the firmware of your controller so that it becomes a sex toy.
It works with any controller. That's
and it works with every single controller.
Every single controller. You don't have to buy a peripheral.
Will become like a transformer, basically. They found a way to make it move on its own into the shape of a
only if you buy the Game of the Year edition, the Ultimate edition, and you get a pussy with it on top of that, or any genitalia that you prefer as you.
Just imagine on the box it says like GTA 6 Deluxe Edition. You get a pussy with it. No dildo, sorry. Just sorry if that's what you are going to use. Sorry, you're going to have to get something else. You're going to have to go elsewhere. They'll do it like Pokemon. They'll have 2 editions.
Yeah.
The dick edition.
When I was a kid, I only played the penis edition of the GTA 6.
Yeah, when we got to the store, all the pussy editions were sold out, so I had to get the dick edition. My dad said, "Sorry, we have to get you the dick edition."
Everybody at school makes fun of me because I have the penis edition of GTA 6. God damn it!
If you want more exciting, incredible news like that, it's too blue because I really want to call the podcast like Pussy Edition. That's way too blue. I can't do that. I really want to.
We're getting censored by YouTube or the platforms. We can't call this.
Maybe I'll try and work that into the thumbnail. Do like 2 boxes for GTA 6 and one says Dick Edition and one says Pussy. No, I might not do that. That's probably also too far. Unless I censor them. Anyway. If you'd like to hear more of our awesome, funny podcast, you can go to Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I think it's Amazon Music, and listen to it there. All of those sites will have some kind of subscription thing. You can probably save the podcast and a different form of rating in each one. Whatever you're listening to, we appreciate the maximum positive thing you can give, stars or thumbs up or whatever.
Yeah, we don't take 4 3s, 2 1s. We only take 5 stars.
I'll take a 4. I'll take a 4. I accept the 4. Sorry, I can compromise.
They got you by the balls now. Now you gave him the lower rating, you got you by the balls, man.
But if you want to listen elsewhere, you can go to YouTube. We upload them there as videos. You can see my awesome thumbnails I make. And you can comment if you want. Subscribe and like the video. It all helps. But if you don't want to comment, you can email us deadensigns@gmail.com. We'll read it. Talk about it on the podcast, maybe, whatever. Who knows. But until next time, make sure to go and buy penis editions of GTA 6 on rockstar.com. Farewell.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.